some of the athletes' mistakes.
Zhengzhou is next in. Again, an athlete, huge smile on her face on the locals as well. 7th in the World Championship Finals in Bath in 2023. Silver in the World Cup final in Turkey in 2023. Bronze in the World Championships in Egypt in 2022. So when the big occasion comes, she steps up.
She rises to the occasion, yeah.
And today is a big occasion, make no mistake. And to answer the obvious question, yes, they're hot in those blazers. But then, so are the horses. But again, they're cared for brilliantly here in Zhengzhou.
They're going to wear those jackets for 50 seconds and they're going to be out of the course. They're not going to worry too much about that. I don't think the heat is there. Yeah, I think all they're focused on now is the ride and trying to get over it cleanly.
Zhengzhou just familiarising herself nice, and look at that shot. Look at that aerial shot. She's tight into the opening gate.
Yeah, it's again, not the best of lines, but gets through that, I think.
A little wider into fence 2 there, Mariam.
Yeah, I think that's the best strategy, to be honest, as she heads into 3. Another oblique line, but manages to get over 3 well. And
she pulled into 4 really late, but brilliantly. She seems in control of this horse here. Don't want to put the kibosh on it, but she looks in control here as Zhengzhou.
Yeah, another. So 1 knockdown for Zhengzhou so far. What I was talking about turning the head after each fence is that if you think about walking to the left, you don't say consciously, oh, I'm going to move my leg to the left. So it's pretty unconscious when subconsciously she does it.
Through she goes.
Just those 7 points, not too bad.
293.
Yeah. So
the horses are making it round in time rather well.
Yeah, I think the time limit isn't an issue if you don't have any refusals. Yeah, most of the athletes have gone through without any time penalties. Catches so many people out. The thing is, it's not just 1 tight turn or 2 tight turns. The entire course is a big winding maze, and these athletes are doing really, really well to navigate that. And Erdos is looking good so far with just that 1 knockdown.
She is, but she'll take 1 knockdown if she can keep it and limit it to 1 knockdown. And 9A and 9B are the next ones. B is still rocking on, it's mounting, and 10 goes down. Again, the chain reaction that you talked about, Mariam. 9B was rocking on its mounting, you saw it, and 10 goes down. So that's a 14-point deduction. 14-point
deduction. It's kind of like you can almost predict what's going to happen next when you see the athlete head for the fence and attacking that fence. And yeah, the way they go into it and their body posture and their rebalancing of the horse, and yeah, it kind of shows what's going to happen next.
A lovely crowd here arriving in Zhengzhou. Here she is, Mariana, the Smile Arceo.
The Smile Arceo.
Oh, she is.
Yeah,
she plays the game and competes with a smile.
Yeah, this season hasn't been the best.
She's had a refusal.
Yeah. It's really hard to go back around on this fence because it's really, really tight, close to the perimeter of, I think it's going to be a 2nd refusal, but no, she does get it over.
Well there. Really, really well. So the 10-point deduction for the refusal, and then down goes 4. 5 stays.
Needs to keep her reins close to her chest now. She makes it through those tight turns.
She can keep it to 17. I think from 17 deduction from here on in, she'll be delighted because the horse is enthusiastic, shall we say.
Again, very tight into 9A and B. I think might get caught out on one of those.
Oh, A still rocking. B stays. If she can make 10, she's pleased. You heard a yelp. She is very pleased. There's a 1-second time penalty. That's with a refusal.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think the course time is forgiving. And I think
18-point deduction.
18-point deduction for 282.
Good maths.
So I think if the course is hard in terms of the lines and the turns, the time limit will be a lot more forgiving. It's give and take. So it's either going to be a fast course or a hard course.
Well done to horse 27 for Mariana Arceo.
Yeah, Guzzi now in the field, and I think one of those we have our eyes on for a medal here. She's in really good form coming into this competition. She got a medal in Sofia. She's looking relaxed, that has to be said.
Yep. As is the horse. I think they've bonded well in their 20 minutes.
Good chemistry between athlete and horse. Ooh, that was close, but job well done from Guzzi.
And Blanca Guzzi just sitting back a little bit, trying to get control of her horse. This is a tight one, but in she goes to 9-8. It's clear, 9B is clear, the time is clear, the 10th is clear.
300
it's
for
a perfect
Guzzi.
round for Blanca Guzzi.
Yeah, I think she'll be really, really happy with that.
And that sets a mark because, as you say, one of your favourites, there or thereabouts already in the rankings, and a clear round pushes her up, Mariam Amar.
Yeah, I think she'll be really, really happy with that, to be honest. The field, again, is pretty tight at this stage. Still have a lot more riders to go. But, yeah, we're halfway done with those athletes.
Bon Jovi. Halfway there. So sorry.
Anna Yurt.
Anna Yurt next.
Remember her
up.
coming in the semi-finals from 17th?
Do I ever remember? Wonderful display from the Swiss athlete. Gold in the laser run World Championships in 21, a refusal there.
Yeah.
Good to see somebody coming through the laser run ranks as well.
Yeah, I think that line into 2 was the start of that issue. And
2 refusals is a problem.
yeah, that's when you start to get nervous. She needs to focus on the rest of her course now, not think too much about those refusals.
She's had 2 refusals. If she can stay in the competition here, Yurt will be pleased, I'm sure. She needs to not get any more refusals. There was almost one there, but the horse just stayed with it. If this horse gets round for the rest of this course with the rider,
needs to give him a bit of a nudge. She's trying to be vocal about it and trying to move the horse, and I think is doing well to do so.
She gets this horse round, Mariam. I think it's a wonderful effort.
Yeah, it's going to be over the time limit for sure, but...
A and B are clear in 9. Is 10 clear? It isn't, but the horse got round. 37, is that 30, 33?
Yeah, moves her substantially down the rankings now. She's... Look at that fence, though. That was looking really, really shaky.
267 then for Anna Yurt.
Yeah, that's a tough score to get by, but if anyone can is Anna Yurt.
Yep.
Strong runner.
Excuse me. Yep. Sungwoo Kim, one of the 4 Korean athletes in the final here, is next up. She's already picked up medals in China, a silver in the Asia Games in 2023. So the South Korean...
Yeah, really pushing down on her heels, making sure she is using her body weight and not relying too much on the saddle and the horse, and trying to give him room and space to make that jump effortlessly.
Zhao Huang is her horse, and so far, Mariam, it's a clear round.
Yeah, so far it is, and she's done so masterfully and almost to the final stages of the course now. This is looking like a clean ride from Sungwoo Kim.
9A and B to go, as well as 10. The clock is fine, and 9A goes down. That's 7. 9B stays. Can she get clear on 10? She can just, and breaks the tape with 12 seconds to spare. 2.93, Mariam. Good run?
Yeah, good run. 2.93 is a near perfect score.
Just the one fence down for Sungwoo Kim. And you'll see of our riders, usually when they finish, Mariam and my favourite shot, I think, which is where you can see through the backs of the stadium.
Judges further riding in their 10s. This is that's the bell you just heard there. Bell means the athlete can get underway, as Anastasia Prokopenko of the individual neutral athletes makes her way in.
Prokopenko again goes tight into 2.
I think 3 is going to be an issue, but no, she does get over 3 nicely.
Xiaobu is the grey horse that she is the mount of, and it's a clear run so far for Prokopenko.
She's looking very in control. You can see she took it wide going into those fences now.
She's giving the horse a lot to work with. As much as she's getting every inch out of the course, isn't she?
Yeah, she's really trying to utilize those corners well. And let's see how she does on 9 now. That's the interesting part.
It's caught a few out, 9A and 9B.
You know what? I think that's the best line we've seen on 9. But yeah, just knocked down on B.
So 2.93 for Prokopenko. Funny, isn't it? If she'd knocked 1 down, she'd have been pleased with the 2.93. You knock 10 down or 9B down, you're not pleased with the 2.93. Psychology of sport, eh?
Yeah, finishing strong.
It's what you want, but there was a... There you go, look at that shot with a city in the background, love it. Not when there's a fence going down, we don't, but there you go. Such is the nature. Well done to Prokopenko, 2.93. Tamara Vega next up. Didn't make the World Cup final in Turkey a few weeks ago. 10th in the Rio Olympics in 2016.
Yeah.
That is wide.
Look at that.
Really wide.
Yeah, that is a different strategy than we've seen. And maybe she's discussed that with her coach beforehand.
Because she knows time's not a problem, maybe?
Yeah, I think time is not the issue here, again, as you said. And kind of clips on 3, but no knockdowns.
Of course, it's champing a little, isn't it? 4 is clear.
Yeah, she's
getting vocal as well.
Trying to reel the horse in. It seems like he attacks the fences pretty aggressively, but yeah, she's doing a really good job of calming him down. It's just that 1 knockdown so far. Over 8. Now the turn into 9 is what counts. Final 3 fences. Over 9A. Over B, clips B, but it doesn't fall down. Clips down, it doesn't fall down.
Oh.
How incredible was that?
Tamara Vega, you can do my lottery this. 2.83 we're being told. Where was the 17? There was a fence, but where was there? Oh, did she get a 10-point penalty because she went around the fence to take on 2?
Not really sure where that came from, to be honest.
Trying to seek clarification as to why there was a 10-point penalty there for Tamara Vega. She had 1 fence down, we understand that, but there was 10 taken off for Vega for some reason. We'll establish whether it was what it was for. Michel Guliash then next in. Michel Guliash representing Hungary, again one of the 4 Hungarians competing in the final. She has a refusal on 2.
She was kind of relaxing the reins a bit. I think she needs to reel it in now. It's another refusal.
Okay, so we've got that's 3 refusals. That's elimination.
Oh my God, that is the end of Michel Guliash's run at the World Champs.
Wow.
Again, a very eventful competition. We've had very unexpected twists and turns, and
we've established why Tamara Vega got a 10-point deduction, Mariam.
Yeah, it was due to a technicality. The UIPM logo was on the wrong side of the jacket. Yeah, just those tiny details could be detrimental to your score. I mean, 10 points on the technicality is something that you want to avoid. We're getting into the top 5 now. This is where things really, really matter.
That's big for Guliash, Mariam. First elimination.
Yeah, I mean, Guliash is one of those, again, that we see and think of as one of the athletes who will be standing on the Olympic podium. Hasn't been that consistent this year, but she's an incredible athlete, and I'm sure she's going to turn things around as Salma Abdulmaqsood makes her way in.
And takes the same line as well.
I think that's a smart move from Selma. She has a very short distance to maneuver into 3 obliquely, and yeah, it's a knockdown. Goes too deep into 3, and see that turn onto 4 and 5 again. Not the best of lines, but was able to get through that. That is a tight turn, but wow, Salma Abdulmaqsood.
Wow.
How did she manage to do that? That's incredible riding from her. Over 7 is the crucial part of the course now. Clips 8, doesn't fall down.
How she managed that on 6, I do not know. She's got 9A and 9B ahead of her. They've proved problematic. A wobbles, B stays. 10, clear. So 10 is clear, so just the 7-point deduction for 3.
Yeah, the Egyptian is
293.
Yeah, 293. It's a really good score for Sama Abdul Maqsood. Again, keeping her in contention for medal positions and podium positions.
She's featured in World Championships before, but not podiumed. The 24-year-old, 17th in Bath at the World Champs last year, 6th
She's had
in Egypt in the finals.
Yeah, in World Champs, you mean. But yeah, World Cups, I think she had some success in terms of medals, and she was the Youth Olympic champion in 2018 in Buenos Aires. So she had a fantastic youth and junior career, and honestly, she's crushing it in the seniors as well. She is consistent, and one that finishes in the top 6 very often.
Kate French next in for Great Britain on Diane Na, the horse, the Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah, top 4 athletes now. Things
Tokyo.
get serious.
Another beautiful horse. So, with all being well and the fence is complete and the UIPM logo being on the right side, Kate French takes to our course.
A very poised and elegant style Kate French has in the ride. Given the bell means she's allowed to start the course now. Taking her time around the course and getting the pace into that horse. It's nice to get that pace in before fence number 1. She does so nicely. It's a bit off of the center line, but not too bad. Into 2. I think the horse tends to go a little bit to the left. I don't think she is the issue here, but he's doing it nicely. He's used to jumping in that style, so it's okay. Kate French looks good so far. Over 4. Related fence into 5.
She'll be pleased here, the athlete from Great Britain. She's got 6 to negotiate. 6B down, so that's -7.
Yeah, really want to make sure in between the doubles.
Over 8 she goes. We have a slight technical issue with the clock, but don't worry, we'll let you know if there are any penalty points. By the naked eye, to me, it looks like she's going to be under 60 as 9B goes down and 10 goes down.
Oh, like that blows the competition wide open, in my opinion. She moves down into 5th. She started in 4th. Sama Abdul Maqsood with that 293 moves into the top 4.
279 for Kate French. Don't think there was a time penalty there. We're just waiting for clarification, but everyone's been rounding about 50 seconds.
279. Yeah, it's
279 is the time. So there were no time penalties there for the athlete from Great Britain. And we're into the top 3 here, Mariam.
Yeah, things get interesting from here on out. Top 3. We've had some unlucky athletes who started in first in a couple competitions and got eliminated, but Xiangming Sheng is currently in 3rd place, getting to the course now. A very accomplished athlete this season with 2 silver medals at the World Cup level and 1 bronze at actually she missed out on bronze at World Cup final after Ilka took that finish. She finished in 4th.
She's got a clean round so far as the athlete from Korea. She turns neatly into 6. And she completes 6.
Ooh, that was a shaky line. But job well done from Xiangming Sheng. 3 more to go now.
Could be a clear round. If you put a clear round in the top 3 here, you are doing very well.
You are.
9B goes down. 10 stays, so it's a 293 for Song Min Song.
Yeah, very solid score from Song. And if you're in the top 3, first of all, you want to maintain that position, but again, you have all that pressure to perform, because if you don't, you're essentially out of medal positions. Again, we still have a lot more disciplines to go, but yeah, you want to get into those other disciplines, into the bonus round with as much confidence and points to your name.
Yep, so Song Min Song with a good riding event there.
Yeah, 2 more athletes to go now.
Our horses being led away and They'll receive some nourishment, some water, the shade, bit of ice around the neck as well.
This riding event has gone by really, really quickly, as Eunju Kim takes to the course now from Korea. One of 4 Koreans in the finals. As we said, the very strong Korean women's team making an appearance here in Zhengzhou.
It's a difficult Olympic choice.
Difficult, yeah.
And Hungary. Egypt. There's some difficult selections.
Pace is... She needs to pick up the pace now. This might not be the best strategy. And she also fails to rebalance after that fence. You can see that little nudge forward she does.
You say it needs to pick up the pace. Is that versus the clock or because the horse's momentum's too slow?
It's momentum's too slow. It might refuse, might knock down. And she needs to be really careful now. She's in the top 2, but with that 7 seconds already off her score, it's another knock that she really needs to pick up the pace now. Look at her. She's going down to a trot. This is not the sign you want at this stage in the competition. Over 7.
She's already got 14-point deduction, though, and she's got 8 down as well.
Really needs to use her spurs at this point. Needs to put in the pace because the pace is going to be detrimental to those final 3.
9B rocked, 9A went down, 10 rocked. That's 28. It could have been a lot worse. She's down to 6th.
Yeah, this is, again, a critical part of the competition. Eunju Kim was it was very clear, to be honest, that the horse didn't have any pace in him. And after the fence, if you go into a trot, I think that is not a good sign at all.
And how would you rectify that as a rider?
You do have to use... I don't think she really made sure that the horse knew who was in control.
Forceful.
She needs to be, she needs to be a bit more forceful. And you could see with the other athletes, some of the tactics they used was being vocal, using their heels.
Telling the horse it's work time.
Yeah. Wake up, we've got work to do.
Yes, correct. Here's our leader then, from Sweden, Joeid. 1's clear, 2's clear, but 2's slow.
But she's done really well to recover from that line. It was almost going to be a refusal. Manages over 3 well, into 4 and 5 now. That tricky related line.
5, the Oxer is clear.
Yeah, it's a bit of winging to the right, but maybe she has that in the back of her mind going into 6 A and B. This is looking good from Joeid, the leader.
She knows she's in first position. Everyone's chasing.
Yeah, she's
clear round so far here.
Ooh, it was
clear.
It is clear, but she just
9A and B have been a challenge. A is clear, B is clear, and will it be a clear round for our leader? No.
Just at the end, but broke the curse of elimination starting out in first. Marlena Joeid is in a definite lead. She has 10 seconds over Song in second, and I think that's a really good position for Marlena Joeid to start out. We saw her in the semi-finals, shot brilliantly, ran really well, and yeah, if she can put in the pace, she's I think definitely going to be on the podium. Let's not get out of ourselves, though.
No, quite well. She's up there, isn't she? So she knows everybody's chasing her. Marion, when you and I walked the course, you said it was challenging. When we came up here, you said it was challenging. Let's give our athletes and our horses a lot of credit, shall we? Because they've negotiated a challenging course really well. Really,
really well. I think we had only 2 eliminations in this. Just that one elimination?
Yes.
Yeah, just one elimination. And to be honest, the scores are pretty decent given the difficulty and level of this course. And here you can see the results after riding.
Yep, so that is our leaderboard after the riding event. We will head to the fencing bonus round following that. But Joeid is out there leading, and we know it's going to come down to the laser run, but there's a bit of a gap from her on in.
Yeah, Zhang, Ilke. Who from the second page can make their way up? Ilke?
Oh, you're asking me that with
Erdos,
fencing, swimming, and laser run left.
Bauer, Anna Yurt, maybe Venkowskairi.
Yurt, I think it's going to be difficult, but we saw Anna Yurt go from, I think it was 16th into
17th into top 9.
Top 9 to get through. So huge credit to her. Don't write anybody off at this stage. It's the World Championship Finals. It's the best of the best. And here is how they were riding in event and discipline number 1. So our riding complete. And our athletes move then from our riding arena. They leave the equestrian stand for their fencing shoes. One-on-one bouts, 2 points per winning bout, and we start in reverse order according to the ranking round.
Yeah, so riding points don't get taken into account when we put up the starting order for these athletes on bonus round.
No, it's all according to the ranking round, and these athletes then certainly want to put a run together here, as our athletes are a bit of a chest stretch there for Venkowskaite, stretching her pectorals.
Yeah, just in the prep area then, checking their weapons, making sure everything's in order.
Wonderful insight this is to the inner workings of modern pentathlon here at a World Championships. You can see, you know, even the various stretches, a bit of hamstring stretching there because there's a lot of dashing forwards and backwards on the hamstrings for the athletes in the fencing.
Yeah, and we talk about the transitions and how important they are between each discipline, and it's nice to see the behind the scenes of that and what the fencers and the athletes actually do. They obviously, these athletes have competed first in the ride, so they had the most time to relax and maybe get some nutrition and definitely hydrating, definitely in this weather. Yeah, I think I saw one of the athletes getting a full carton of electrolyte drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking that
bit of
hydration very seriously.
Is there a bit of consolation going on there, or just a bit of a friendly pat on the back?
Maybe friendly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've seen a lot of injuries this competition, and that could be due to inadequate nutrition or inadequate hydration. Because again, the weather is pretty tough here.
Give us the science. The science behind the kind of muscles you talked about, magnesium and cramping. Cramping becomes a problem. You know, a grade 1-2. We saw Pat, didn't we? The Frenchman with a calf problem.
Yeah. So when you lose a lot in sweat, you lose sodium, you lose electrolytes, you lose salts, and if you don't replenish that, then yeah, what your muscles need and what your the electrolytes in your blood have to be balanced, so we don't go into acidosis or alkalosis, and then your muscles start to break down. It is a very fine balance, and I think, yeah, it's very tightly controlled by their team and their coaches. And
the replacement is usually, forgive me, the replacement is usually like a tablet you break into water. It can be a powder that instantly goes into the water. That's why you'll often see the athletes' water maybe yellow or orange, because they try and flavour them so that it basically doesn't taste like salt.
Yeah, and that's basically it. And sometimes you have those ready packaged electrolyte drinks as well, Gatorade, Powerade, stuff like that.
And they can make sugar.
Yeah, exactly. You need to get your carbs in. This is where the athletes, so they have very difficult dietary restrictions when it comes to competition. You need to get those carbs in. It's all about protein and carbs, but actually I think it's a common misconception that people think that protein after a workout or after a competition is the most important thing. It is important, but carbs are much more important.
Your sponge has been wrung out of water. You need water in it really quickly.
Yeah, so athletes, as you can see up on your screen, just checking that their weapons are intact, checking that everything is according to the rules and regulations of the sport.
Our crowd, by the way, we saw some of our crowd, a few crowd shots then. The cute factors back. The youngsters are here, some of them in the sun, some of them in the shade. Look, there you go. Look at that youngster on the left-hand side. Two youngsters, young boys, one with a big hat. Mum's put a big hat on me. Keep you out of the sun. It's cultural over here as well, isn't it? Make sure that everyone's kept out of the sun. If you see yourself on the big screen, we definitely need a wave. Edosh just waiting in line. And again, a reminder, Marion, that weight that's being put onto the swords is to check the reactions and the pressure and stuff like that.
Yeah, checking that the pressure is abiding by the rules and regulation of the sport, and making sure there aren't any faulty equipment. So
good little crowd here, and good to see that the obstacle course is back as well on the left-hand side, just behind the swimming pool and the swimming arena. I think the obstacle course back up there, is it? Oh, no, maybe it's not.
I think it was there for the laser and for the younger athletes to try out.
Is that not it there?
Yeah,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I can see it.
Okay.
Somebody with better eyes and a longer lens, I'm sure, will tell me. But I think I can see that. Oh, there's just some kids running around and jumping around in that part of the stand. But I think there might be a little obstacle course up there for youngsters to practice on. Because, of course, Mariam and Mo, this is the penultimate time we'll see horses in the modern pentathlon. The final time will be in the Olympic Games in Paris.
Yeah, it's tough to say goodbye, but the sport must go on, must develop, must continue to evolve, and the athletes know that and have been preparing for that. Seniors are a bit behind, but the youngsters are, I think, very well versed in that area. We have incredible times, which we will see in the Junior World Champs later on this month. I think it starts on the 28th of June, the first broadcast for Junior World Champs. But yeah, we'll see a lot of obstacle action from the youngsters, and I'm telling you now, they're going to be quick on the course.
Looking forward to that. Whilst we sadly, in some respects, wave goodbye to the horses, we have a smile and welcome the obstacle course and the evolution of this sport. As we take to the fencing piste. As James Zanadakis, who you'd normally be familiar with being in this seat and on commentary, he's here, don't worry, he's on MC duty. And the crowd react.
Yeah, the Chinese first on the piste, a home favorite in front of her home crowd now, getting that bit of extra support. So Zhang, Minyu Zhang and Haiyan Zhang kick things off. Korea versus China.
So fencing bonus round, it's a one-touch épée event. Just make sure your shoes are tied properly, because you don't want to trip over your own shoes on the piste.
No, you don't. And some of the athletes, by the way, these two athletes don't have sunglasses on, but some of the athletes will be fencing with sunglasses on due to the sun. Sometimes that can be an issue, gets in your eye, you can't really see the blade, because obviously there's also a reflection, it's metal, and yeah.
By the time you see it, it's probably too late.
Mm-hmm.
And we have our first bout then, with a Korean and Chinese athlete facing off, and instantly within the first 10 seconds, Zhang of Korea with a victory.
Yeah, Zhang kicked things off nicely, and a good ride puts her in 15th place now.
And assess that victory for us and that touch.
Yeah, distracted with distance, went in and then had probably made an illusion that she took a step back but went for the flush. It was an upper arm touch.
Blanca Bauer next in. The Hungarian, frighteningly young. She's the same age as my daughter. How to make a man feel old?
18 or 19?
18.
Hasn't turned 19 yet.
No, but there's a significant birthday in the men's event for the final. I was up very late last night, Mariam. I don't mind telling you. Here we go. And Zhang turn it into 2. From 2 for the Korean. Blanca Bauer is in her way. High arm from Bauer. And Zhang with the win and the yelp.
Yeah. Bauer, again, when you straighten your arm as an athlete, you're very prone to, obviously, when you straighten your arm, you have less control on the blade. So the athlete can kind of use that against you in terms of strength against your blade. And yeah, it goes for an attack pretty easy. So Bauer might want to rethink that strategy with that straight arm.
Intare Venkauskaite of Lithuania next in, and she struggled in the riding, 2.65.
Yeah, that's going to be tough to recover from. But if anyone can do it, it is Venkauskaite. Here we go then, Venkauskaite and Zhang. Zhang on a roll with 2 wins. Zhang needs to be smart about this now. Venkauskaite opening up the distance nicely, but Zhang goes for a flush, and Venkauskaite was ready for that. I want to see the replays of that. That was pretty... I thought it was going to be for Zhang for a moment.
Quick hands.
Yeah, let's take a look at how... it was a counter 6. Counter 6 opened up the distance, saw that coming from afar. Look at that. Nice. I think it was in the mask. of the Korean athlete.
Can I ask a dumb question?
No dumb questions.
What's it like when a sword comes towards your face? You're wearing a mask, I'll grant you, but...
Do you mean like the reaction?
Yeah, like your
the
instinct.
reflex. No.
I know you're an athlete, you trained for years, but it's coming at your face, man.
Actually, it's nice that you pointed that out, but I've never actually had that issue. I feel like you get used to it. There's a mask in front of you. There's no way that it's gonna hit your face.
I know, but
yeah,
see, that's why you're an athlete and I just sit here. Zhengzhou for Turkey next in. Venka Sky team with 1 win. Delighted to have former athlete Mariam Amon next to me, and Zhengzhou with the yelp and the scream and the win. She gets the touch and she gets 1 point, and wearing sunglasses as you discussed.
Yeah.
Long reach.
What is another guy? So she actually did what Venkaskari just did in the previous bout to win. It was another counter 6, waiting for her opponent to come in, opening up the distance and seeing that touch coming from afar.
We don't have favourites. We're not allowed to have favourites for obvious reasons, but I love Zhengzhou's smile. She seems to play the sport with such good spirit.
She has a definite passion for the sport, and I think, yeah, she is one of the more... Well, they're all talented, but Zhengzhou has that special, unique thing about her when it comes to laser run. We've seen that in World Cup final in Ankara. That incredible sprint push. Look at that foot touch.
Less than a second. Less than a second. Zhengzhou with a touch instantly. Less than a second.
How... That is, first of all, that's incredibly risky. Second of all, incredibly gutsy from her to pull off that move. Not only is it a bonus round, so she could be off the piste, but for a second, the clock didn't even start.
No, but it had started. There wasn't a technical problem.
Yeah.
And here she is, always wearing a smile. Mariana Arceo of Mexico.
She's looking good in this competition, has to be said. Recovering well from a less than perfect season so far.
2 wins for Zhengzhou then. Very kind of Mariana to share some of our commentary on her Instagram page as well in the last 48 hours.
Yeah, Mariana Arceo has a time priority here. She's taking her time, keeping her distance. I think Zhengzhou is looking for an attack. It's another foot touch from Zhengzhou. This is incredible. Can she keep up this momentum? She's going to move up quite nicely. She's now in 9th place and closing in on 8th. The timing of that, you know, the timing, the precision, the rhythm, that touch, you can see the footwork as well. Everything was calculated. Zhengzhou.
Was it the back foot she went for as well?
No, it was the one on front, but it kind of looks like rebounded from that one onto the other leg.
Blanca Guzzi next in.
Yeah. Ilka and Guzzi, I think, have a pretty interesting battle on their hands. Both of them very strong runners.
Zhengzhou again within the first 2 seconds wants to get aggressive.
Yeah, Guzzi must have watched the previous rounds and opted to really pull that distance out and make sure she... Look at that. Ilka Zhengzhou is unstoppable. Guzzi goes for a flash. Even when she changes her tactic, I think Zhengzhou, I don't know, Zhengzhou looks pumped. She looks ready.
Correct.
Focused, laser focused.
I was about to say the same thing. She's aggressive. This is a World Championship final. If I'm going to get on the medal, if I'm going to get on the podium, I've got to be hard. I either go hard and fail, but I went out trying, or I go hard and I catch a few. And she's 4 from 4 now.
Yeah, that's definitely the run you want on the bonus round. And looking at the replays there, it's actually Guzzi who passed it. I think it was her mistake, and Ilka Zhengzhou took advantage of that. And yeah, 4 points for her.
Annie, if anybody needs some bonus points, it's her. She struggled in the riding. But she's against a formidable opponent in Zhengzhou who has 4 from 4. Annie would love to stop that and get some bonus points of her own to make up from that riding struggle for the Swiss. She has a time advantage.
I think now drawing her opponent in, the Swiss is falling for the... Actually, the Swiss gets the touch. Anna Yurt stops the Zhengzhou at 4 wins on the bonus round, but essentially those are 8 extra points for Ilka, and she had a really good ride, 300 points for her. So was it a 293? Yeah, 293, sorry, for Zhengzhou. But again, a pretty decent score. And so she'll be happy with those 8 extra points.
Yeah.
8 extra points could be the difference between first, second, and third. Like, they just come across that line pretty quickly and they chase each other to the finish line. So 8 seconds is significant.
Sunwoo Kim next in then, the Korean. She has a World Championship gold. It was in the relay in 22. World Cup final in Ankara relay gold as well in the mixed in 23. So again, the big occasions, these are finals that we're talking about. This World Championship final. Kim will want to try and stop Yurt, but it's a double touch. 16 left on the clock, Mariam.
Yeah, Sunwoo Kim, I think, taking that hand and looking for the blade. We saw her yesterday going for that flash a lot. Is she going to adopt that tactic here? It's another double touch. This happened yesterday with Sunwoo Kim, actually.
You hear the ooh from the crowd. Ooh!
Reacting to every move these athletes make. It's another. That's like getting. This is like studio noises.
It's brilliant, but it's not. They are live. We are not piping this in, folks, as a 4th double touch.
I think Sunwoo Kim now needs to open up the distance and move to the back of the piece. Try to go for a counter-attack. Annie needs to make a move, and it's Sunwoo Kim anyways at 3 seconds with the win. The Korean moving up the order nicely, now in 7th place alongside her teammate Eunju Kim, just 2 seconds away from her.
7th place then for Sunwoo Kim with 1 victory in the bonus round. Prokopenko will come in, the individual neutral athlete.
So, Prokopenko versus Kim.
And away they go. Kim with the 1 victory. Prokopenko.
It was a hand touch. Wow. So, with that, I don't even think she knew she got that touch. But when your hand placement is correct and you have things close to the protector of the blade, you can see at the end there, then you can kind of get tiny little touches all around the wrist, and that's exactly what she did. That was pretty precise work from her. So even if it was unintentional, her hand placement was correct, and that's why she got the touch when Kim Sunwoo was going every which way with the blade.
Prokopenko then with the 1 win. Tamara Vega comes in, a 2.83 in the ride from Vega. So, again, she'll want any bonus points she can get. Remember, 2 for a win until you get to the athlete that's at the top, and that bout counts for 4 because that athlete at the top can only get 1 win. The victory goes to Prokopenko.
Yeah, strong lunge with those legs.
Vega didn't look particularly happy with herself there. That takes Prokopenko up to 4th position.
It's a really good starting position for Prokopenko. Before the Tokyo Olympics, she was actually one of the best runners on course. She took some time after the Olympics and is slowly but surely getting there, back to her form. And if this was 2019, I would have said that Prokopenko would be gold at this competition, but now we'll just have to wait and see. She's up against some strong competition.
In the twilight of her career as well, 38.
38.
Doesn't look a day over 28. Michelle Gouliash is next in.
Yeah, eliminated from the ride, so competition is essentially over, but she will be competing.
Because, again, we've mentioned this before, Mariam, but she has, for the integrity of the sport.
And also, that's her, it gets scrappy, and Prokopenko with that remise. Michelle Gouliash trips on the flesh there. It's a nice counter remise from Prokopenko. Yeah, as you said, yeah, for the integrity of the sport, but also this is her final time to be in competition zone before or ahead of the Olympics. Michelle Gouliash is definitely in the draft for Hungary.
So Salma Abdulmaksud is next in. 2.93 in the riding for the Egyptian, the only female Egyptian in this final.
Yeah.
Again, another athlete that has done brilliantly in the junior ranks, come through to the senior ranks, and in this World Championship final is certainly there or thereabouts. Started in 5th position at 2.93. She can knock Prokopenko off of her perch.
Prokopenko's on a roll, though. I think she's built up some momentum on the bonus round. Selma's a bit slow with the footwork. I think Prokopenko is looking for a foot touch here. It's another lunge, but Selma opens up the distance nicely. Selma's one of those that's hard to take the blade, but Prokopenko gets things done. This is 4 wins for Prokopenko now. She's moving closer to Salma Abdulmaksud, moving closer to that bronze medal position now. Still have, of course, the swimming to go ahead of the laser run, but yeah, any points you can get on a bonus round will be beneficial to your overall performance and starting position in laser run.
Kate French next in.
Yeah, had a devastating ride, did she?
Yeah, 279, 269. What was it?
Let me
just double check.
Double check to be accurate. Yeah.
Have a look on the table. Certainly at the conclusion of this bout. French then against the 4 wins Prokopenko. French looking to try and knock her off a perch. World Cup final gold in 2021 in Hungary. It was a 2.79. I was questioning myself as to whether I wrote it down properly. It was 2.79 for French in the riding. A double touch there with 17 on the clock.
Okay, French, a very strong fencer and opponent to get by Prokopenko on a roll, and it is, how did she, that was perfect timing. It was perfect distance, and Kate French didn't see that coming. Prokopenko is...
Gap is close now.
Yeah, only 5 seconds up to 3rd, and could be a danger for the rest of the field now. Prokopenko will be maybe moving a bit back and dropping down after this swim, so it's good that she got those extra bonus points now.
Sunmin Song of Korea next in, and another athlete with a 2.93 ride, and a good ride. Onto the piece they come in the sweltering conditions here in Zhengzhou.
If you've watched this season, I think you can't rule out Sunmin Song for a podium finish. She's incredibly strong, and she has that determination and passion for the sport.
She's looked so in control.
Consistent.
Of herself.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. Carries herself with such grace and elegance.
Yeah.
And went for the question.
I would say that she, I'd put her on the podium. I think she's going to be difficult to knock her off the podium.
It's a good shot for a medal.
She gets 2 points there, Sunmin Song.
Yeah. So Prokopenko leaves the piece, but leaves with 10 extra points to her name, 5 bonus points. Tried to fend Sunmin Song, but it was too late. That timing of the flesh was impeccable.
She runs off the piece, Prokopenko, by the way. I don't know whether you saw. She ran to get into her swim and get ready for the swim. Such is the nature. It's 90-minute format. It's fast-paced. It's right at it. Our next battle, though, is Sunmin Song and Kim. Career on career, as it were.
It's very interesting to see the battle between teammates from the same nation. You can see, yeah, Sunmin Song with another flush. Unju Kim was a bit slow with the reflexes and reaction time there, but Song wins this bout. And
good win there. Korean on career must be difficult for when you're battling against your teammate.
Must be, yeah, must be difficult always. It's
Marlena Jaweed is next in, our leader, so this one has 4 points on it for a Jaweed win. Sunmin Song remains on the piste.
Jaweed, you have to give her credit. From the qualifications all the way through to the finals now, she's done really, really well in all disciplines. And after that ride, she's good for first at this point.
So will Jaweed manage to get another 4 points?
Opening up the distance, it's a parry, but no touch.
No touch?
Yeah, it was. If the athlete turns around, gives their back to the other athlete, then it's no touch. 50 seconds on the clock now. Sung with the momentum, but it's a double touch at 13 seconds. Jaweed maybe needs to open up the distance now. Goes for the high line. Is it a touch? I don't think it is. It was a Kora, which means body touch, and it's an automatic halt.
Not long left, but the victory goes to Song. So that's 3 for her and an extra 6 points. Mariam, it looks like the success stories are Prokopenko, Zhengzhou, and Song-Min Song in the bonus round there.
Yeah, they've snagged some really valuable points now. We always say the bonus round isn't as impactful, but it can be when you go on a run. Yeah, run of 5 or run of 4, that's when things get really significant.
Prokopenko picked up 5, so those 10 points, 4 for Zhengzhou and 3 for Song-Min Song. So our athletes now just having a quick look, and I'm sure we'll show the graphic at some stage if we can, but the leaderboard is Marlene Jaweed is on 5-4-3. She is leading. Song-Min Song, second place, and Salma Abdelmaksoud at 5-2-8. Here's the highlights of the fencing. So that was the fencing bonus round for our athletes.
Yeah, bonus round we say goodbye to, and we'll come back to you in the men's final, but it's now off to the pool.
Yep, the pool just a stone's throw from the fencing arena, and our athletes in the 25-metre pool have a 200-metre freestyle event ahead of them. 2.5 minutes is the target, and that target, Mariam, achievable, of course. But yeah. It's you against the clock.
Yeah, athletes warming up in the shade in that prep area, just trying to stay cool ahead of the swim, and could arguably the best part of the day, jumping into that cool pool after being in the sun in the ride and the bonus round. Crowd's getting bigger by the minute, by the way.
Yep, love to see that.
Yeah, heading to the stands and watching the incredible sport that is modern pentathlon in action. Finals day, medals day for these athletes. Women's final this morning, and then men's comes in the evening.
There a little technical problem we've got here in Zhengzhou, but we'll get it fixed very, very soon. But just to let you know, the gap at the moment in terms of the leaderboard looks 4th to 5th, Prokopenko to Cape French. 5-2-3 plays 5-14.
9
That's
seconds.
Probably the significant gap. Well, there's a significant gap. Marlene Jaweed close, but Abdelmaksoud second to third. There's a bit in there as well. 5-3-9 versus 5-2-8. If you'd like to see the live leaderboard, I would recommend you download the UIPM app.
Yeah, or check the website as well.
Yes, go onto the Modern Pentathlon on the left-hand side and then select Women's Final, and you'll be able to see, as we are currently looking on my phone at the leaderboard, and you can do the same. Simply go to your app store, download the UIPM app, and you'll be able to see the results as they stand, Mariam.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think all the way down to, who has a chance? I think all the way down to 11th stand a chance of podium finishes, but we'll see things getting mixed up after the swim. So these aren't the final results yet.
Some of our crowd getting their priorities right. Phone in hand, yes, for pictures, but fan in hand as well. I applaud your efforts, madam. Well done. The hand fan for
Lithuanians, yeah.
The Lithuanians down there as well. And that lady in the middle is just scrolling and looking at some of the pictures on UIPM's Instagram page.
Yeah, that's Yeva Serpiniadi, Lithuanian athlete. Didn't manage to make it through to the finals, but a very accomplished athlete, and here to support her Lithuanian counterpart. Venkauskaitė is competing in this final.
And there, it's up there. There is the, I think, the climbing demonstration. There it is, told you. There it is, you can see it right there. You can see the bars and the climbing, the demonstration. All the youngsters are getting involved. And we've got a wonderful crowd gathering as well. James Anadakis is trackside for us.
Well, Charlie Brown, firstly, good to see you up on your feet after yesterday's efforts. You collapsed over the finish line. We're going to build up to swimming in a moment, but just sort of checking you're okay, because I know you put absolutely everything into your semi-final yesterday.
Yeah, so yesterday's semi-final didn't quite go to plan. My last shoot wasn't exactly what I wanted, but despite the gap being really big when I came out the range in 10th place, I still didn't give up and tried to catch the Korean guy in 9th place, even with maybe a 100-meter gap. So yeah, I gave everything I could. I think that's the attitude we have in the team. Just don't give up until the last second, if it means that I'm collapsing over the line with nothing left to give. So yeah.
Look, it's good to see you working so hard and good to see you okay. We talk about the fine margins of pentathlon. Swimming seems to be one of those places you can make up time because, you know, it's up to each individual athlete how much effort they're putting into swimming. We talk about this all the time in the build-up to swimming, but it's because it's different for each individual athlete. Is it worth giving 100% to try and make up that extra few moments ahead of laser run, or do you need to hold back a little bit so that you can save a bit of energy for, like, what example happened to you yesterday, where you need to save a bit of energy for that final lap? What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's about finding what's best for you as an athlete. There's also the situation of being in the first swim heat or the last swim heat. If you're in the last swim heat, you've got less time to shake off that lactic acid before all of the laser run. You've also got to think about what's going to be best for your shooting and running when you're swimming that swim. I think most of the time the athletes don't swim max for sure. They do ease off, but it depends what you can cope with. It's finding that balance, working and experimenting in training or previous competitions to get it right. A competition like World Champs.
The athletes are on their way, so we're going to get back to guys in the commentary box in a moment. But just before we do, is there a sweet spot for you? Is there a heat you would ideally be in preparation for the laser run? I'm guessing it's heat 1.
No, obviously I think the more points the better, so you want to be in the final heat. You will pace it a bit slower in the final heat, but yeah, you always want the points over the easier heat for sure.
All right, listen, we'll get you out of the sun because you had enough of that yesterday. Thanks for your time, mate, and well done for all your efforts yesterday.
Thanks, James. Thank you.
Well done, Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown representing himself very well off the course as well as on the course, Mariam.
Yeah, just missed out on finals yesterday. We saw that big sprint finish, but it was just too late. Miles Page was incredible in that last shoot and made his way through, but it was just one of the British boys who've made it through from the finals. Joseph Chung also missed out on finals. So Team GB being represented this evening by Miles Pilic.
And we will be back later on for that men's final. It's going to be a cracker, but we've still got plenty of action here at the women as our judges and our assistants and all of those in charge of officiating, shall we say, the swimming events.
All in hats.
One per lane, yes. Watching the starts, as we briefly saw a start list there, but I can give you the start list. In lane 1 will be Mariana Arceo with Blanca Bauer, Ban Jiang of Korea in 3, Anna Yurt of Switzerland in 4, Gintara Venkauskaitė of Lithuania in 5, and Michelle Guliash will go in lane 6 according to their average times. It's lane 6 and Michelle Guliash, the Hungarian, who is the standout performer, quite frankly, at 2 minutes 10 in her qualification time, that is. Qualification time. As our athletes get the big build-up, the hoodies are out again. Maybe they're getting cold. Here she is, Mariana Arceo. Do you subscribe to the feeling? I was thinking about this with Mariana yesterday and today. Do you subscribe to the theory, Mariam, having been an athlete yourself, feel good, play good? Because I think Mariana clearly does. She likes to...
Do you know what? I think it's very personal from one athlete to another.
Yeah, does it? So I could turn up and play football looking like a bag of spanners, but I don't really care. If you feel, some people put aftershave on or perfume on, makeup on, do their hair, because if it doesn't feel good, you feel good, you play good.
Yeah, I think, like you said, it depends on every athlete. Blanca Bauer is out as well, and Hai and John making their way out. But for me, I think staying focused, but not being, I don't know, cold.
Yep.
Not being cold, but staying focused. Because if I kind of laugh and joke around too much, I feel like I'm out of that zone I should be in.
Yep.
Some athletes find it better and helps them with their mood, as Anna Yurtke, Tara Benkowskaite are out as well.
Yeah. Our athletes making their way. Benkowskaite with 2 bottles of water in her hand.
Hydration.
Sensible. And Michelle Gouliash is in lane number 6.
It's sadly the end of Michelle's competition without elimination in the ride. No one else with an elimination, so she will be finishing this competition in 18th regardless of her swim time. But again, this is good experience. This is one more race before the Olympics, and she'll want to perform well here.
So our athletes then a 200-meter freestyle swim. One of the bottles of water was for the starting blocks. Because they are hot, that's why they're doing that, folks. Normally want a dry starting block, but some of the athletes may feel they... Ooh! On their feet. What was it they feel, Mariam?
You do it.
Ooh!
It kind of sounds like a start.
That wasn't the start, it wasn't a false start. Away they go then. This in heat 1 of the 3 heats. And we're expecting in lane 6 there to be Michelle Gouliash, who you can see in 6. Does take an early lead here, Mariam.
Yeah, I think she's going to be giving it her all. I mean, at this point, she doesn't have to save anything for anything. She's going to finish in 18th anyways. So, yeah, just put in 100%. Enjoy the rest of your competition.
So Gouliash is there, but I don't think Arceo's too far away. In fact, potentially even just nudged ahead into the lead in lane 1. The Mexican just behind Michelle Gouliash, but again, Gouliash is effectively out of the competition, really. So forgive us for maybe giving the Mexican Mariana Arceo a little bit of airtime in there, but it's definitely lane 6, Michelle Gouliash, who's in there. Gouliash touches and away she goes.
Okay, look at that pace as she turns to the wall. I think if you attack the wall with pace, then the rebound from that push to the wall is going to be a lot more impactful.
Kinetic energy.
Kinetic energy and momentum.
Coiled spring, all these athletes, aren't they? Boing! Off they go. So it's
approaching the 100-meter mark now, halfway through the race.
Quite a gap for Michelle Gouliash, who is effectively eliminated. She was eliminated from the riding, so minus 300 is a real test. Gouliash there, Arceo and Blanca Bauer.
Actually, sorry, I said halfway. It's final 50 meters now as they approach the final turn. These athletes, Michelle Gouliash is in a league of her own. I think almost 2 or 3 lengths ahead of everyone else.
She can blast as much as she wants.
She can, yeah. She's got nothing to lose. She doesn't have to push hard in the laser, and I think she'll be giving 100% in everything now.
Yeah. And why not? It's going to be a quick time. It's quicker than her qualifying time. 2:09.
It's a sub-10 swim for Michelle Gouliash. How incredible was that? Blanca Bauer, 5 seconds behind, and Mariana Arce coming home in 3rd.
So in 2:09, Gouliash wins it.
I think Blanca Bauer is at a 2:15, and Mariana Arceo in 2:16. It's good to see Michelle Gouliash swimming hard and keeping her spirits up in the midst of everything, which she's elite enough to know that this happens in sports and competition doesn't go your way all the time. And I think we've lost some big names in this competition in both the men's and the women's. We've lost Elodie Clouvel from the semi-finals. We now lost Michelle Gouliache after the ride. And provisional results up on your screen.
And just to clarify, do you think internally she's not going to finish any higher than 18th, right?
Internally?
As in internally, she's going to think, can I finish 17th?
She can catch 17th, because even if she's behind in 18th, she still has, she needs to get out of the start-finish line at 1 minute 30. That's the maximum you can be in there. So she might go and try to catch 17th.
Yeah, so I was just wondering, internally, she might have a little battle with herself. Let's turn 18th to 17th.
I think she's going to take it quite like a training session.
Yeah. Well, it's the ultimate training session, isn't it? The World Championship final, because you can't replicate the crowd, you can't replicate the energy.
Yeah, circumstances.
Yeah. So Sungwoo Kim is the first athlete towards the pool for semi-final at Heat 2, I beg your pardon, in the final, Heat 2 in the final. For clarity, Blanka Guzzi, representing Hungary, is the quickest of these 6 athletes, according to her qualification time of 2:13.
She's pumped, by the way. She is excited for this race, excited to put everything in the pool.
So is Zhengzhou with the headphones.
She's looking chill.
She is, goodness me. They are a pair of headphones, Tamara Vega. They're Apple headphones, aren't they? There's other brands available for the record. But she's got some opera on the go, maybe. Ming Yu Zhang next in, and Rita Erdos will be the final athlete for heat number 2. And in towards the pool they come. So it's heat number 2 here in the pool for these finalists in the women's modern pentathlon World Championship final here in Zhengzhou in China. My name's Ian Stringer. I'm really thankful that you've taken the time to join Mariam Amur and myself. James Andadakis ordinarily in this chair, but he's trackside doing the Master of Ceremonies duties and interviews for us as well, as we have Heat 2. Our athletes called to their blocks.
Big encouraging shouts from the coaches as the athletes take to their blocks. And away we go. Heat number 2 in the pool.
A good break from lane 4, Tamara Vega. But we're expecting Blanka Guzzi in lane 2 to lead out. They're pretty close there, you've got to say.
I think it's Ilka Zhengzhou returns first, but we'll see the split times as they make their way to the first 15-meter mark. It's not Sungwoo Kim as well, who's up in that battle for first. They're all pretty much neck and neck.
They're very close, potentially lane 6. No, lane 1, Sungwoo Kim.
All together.
Guzzi, nothing in it.
Yeah, all within the same second. So,
Heat 2's tight.
the second 50 meters is where you see some athletes breaking away, and they're not. They're all together.
They're really not.
Pacing each other, and to be honest, to be fair as well, looking at their qualification time, they're all pretty close together except for Rita Erdos, and I'm wondering, did she hold back in the semi-finals to put everything into this final? Maybe she didn't swim as hard, and that's why she's keeping up pace with these athletes. 100-meter mark now, Sungwoo Kim and Guzzi on point.
Almost touched together. Zhang not too far away, but it is Blanka Guzzi in lane 2 at the top of your picture, just about.
I think that's the closest heat we've ever had in this new format.
Zhang's going to be close, and China as well.
Those 3, Guzzi, Sungwoo Kim, and Zhang, in a battle of their own for who touches the wall first. Again, as you said, it's a battle against the clock, but battle of pride for these 3 athletes.
Blanka Guzzi turning with that red hat, turning in first place, and she's turned the afterburners on a little here, Mariam.
Yeah, she's really, I think she's stopped taking as much breaths as she usually does. Actually, she's now back to her rhythm, but she's also staying nicely in the beginning of that final 50 meters. This is going to be a really quick time from Guzzi, by the way. I think around a 2:10, maybe just over.
Guzzi is going to touch out in first. How close to the 210 is it going to be? We had a 209 in the previous heat. It's a 214 for Blanca Guzzi.
Very, very solid time. That is the quickest time apart from Michelle Gouyache, who's out of the running. Zhang and Vega in second and third.
So that's swimming heat 2 done, and these athletes will then try and shake it off as best they can to get ready for their laser run. So there's a replay of heat number 2, and the red cap Mariam Amur of our winner. Looking strong. Blanca Guzzi looked very strong, didn't she? Ultimately kept a bit in the tank and then finished strong.
You can see that finish. If she touches the wall, that could be a difference between 1 second and another. Just really giving it that push at the end and using her kicks to kind of back that up. Guzzi now in provisional first place, which leaves her at least in 7th place.
It's hot.
It is hot.
It is hot out there. Lovely to see a good crowd here today as well, by the way. But so the stadium, as the sun's moving, the stadium, more and more of it is ending up in shade, and only the real hardy souls are in the sunshine at the minute, I can tell you that. So here is the start list for heat number 3, and our leading pack, as it were. Jawid, who is leading out first. Song, Abdul Maksud, Prokopenko, French, and Unju Kim in heat number 3. Interesting, Charlie Brown said I'd rather be in heat number 3 because it means I'm near the top.
And to be honest, I think they all would. I mean, because you get more rest time, but then again, if you're in the top, then you're quite in the lead, aren't you? So it's, I think they'd much rather be in heat number 3 and take it a little easier in the pool than lose out on a lot of points and be behind.
Song Min Song makes her way out, and Salma Abdul Maksud as well. A little bit of sensible staying out of the sun from Prokopenko. Vastly experienced Prokopenko. World Championship bronze in 17, World Cup, World Championship gold in Mexico in 18, Hungary World Championship 4th in 19. She has got a trophy cabinet full, as well as World Championship gold in Egypt in 21. So out comes Kate French, and out comes Unju Kim as well. Kim with a bronze in the World Champs in 2019 in Budapest. So they are the creme de la creme, Mariam. These are the best we got.
Yeah, best.
And you can see it with their trophy cabinets.
They've got the medals to prove it.
Yeah, but we like to see a bit of youth as well. Blanca Bauer at the age of 18 and Haiyan Zhang at just 19. Great to see a nice sprinkling of youth amongst the experience. Heat 3.
Actually, a lot of athletes, the A team who have already qualified have opted to not come. So Korea has sent out their B team with Zhang, for example, who isn't competing in the senior scene at all this year. So it's good to give the youngsters the opportunity to compete amongst the elite.
Looking at the times here, Salma Abdul Maksud at 2:11 is head and shoulders. That was an interesting start.
Very quick reflexes. Salma Abdul Maksud and side by side with Abdul Maksud. This is very close. Yeah, very close between those three athletes, breaking away from the pack already as they approach the first 50-meter mark. Salma Abdul Maksud might be pulling away a bit. We'll see the split times as they turn over the wall now. Actually, it's Sung. Sung is in first. Salma Abdul Maksud and Kate French all on within a second.
So it's lane 3, Salma Abdul Maksud, who's trying to close in. I think she might have just taken the lead.
Yeah, I think she turned into that wall before Sung. But there's
Sung on her inside, and then 2 outside is Kate French. French is holding on quite well, if not gaining a little bit, but Abdelmaksoud, Kate French might touch in third, she does. But it's pretty tight, less than a second separating the top three, but again, all against the clock.
You can see the difference between the top athletes and the athletes further back behind. The top athletes go into that wall and attack it a lot more aggressively and use that momentum to push over the wall. You can see someone like Melina Joui just giving a little bit of space and not really utilizing that speed that she's gained throughout that straight. And that can make a big difference in your time at the end of the race.
Abdelmaksoud then touches in first, and Song second, and Kate French now. There's a couple of second gap. That was a second, it's now doubled. So suggests to me that Abdelmaksoud is up in the pace slightly here, but Song Min Son is trying to keep pace with her and potentially, you know, closing it down a little. This turn will be interesting.
Yeah, Son Abdelmaksoud again with that gallop style. You can see that works really well in the 200 meters. I think Sung Min Sung is now pushing hard. It's going to be an all-out battle. 5 meters to go for these athletes. I think Sung Min Sung might be in the lead a little bit here. It's going to be around the same time for these athletes, just 0.06 separating them. Both on 2:12, both get the same points.
2:12 then for Sung Min Sung. Over the line. Kate French in third and 3 seconds behind. So we've had the heats of the swimming. Then Mariam, it's probably fair to say that Michelle Gouliash with a 2:09 is the athlete to be most successful, but she's eliminated.
Yeah, unfortunate to see always a top contender for medal positions being eliminated from the competition. Yeah, so athletes in the first and second heat have already taken to the track now in preparation for the ever dramatic laser run, which we will have soon. But this is the replays then of heat number 3.
Yep.
Salma Abdelmaksoud and Sung Min Sung on 2:12. And those are your top 6 athletes of the day. So some pretty quick times, I think, is going to help them maintain their positions and kind of solidify them in the top 3. And we'll take a look at how that affects the scores shortly. But
I'll show you a leaderboard, and that will give you an indication and an idea heading into the laser run as to who still fancies a medal. And this is where Mariam puts her expertise and knowledge of the sport on the line, hopefully. Sung Min Sung is in first place.
And considerably so. It's 11 seconds, the gap now between Sung and Joweed. Salma Abdelmaksoud bang on points with Joweed, by the way, so joint second. And then it's a bit of a drop-off to Gouzi. So these 3 have done well to break away from the rest of the pack, but it all comes down to the range.
It does, it does. Of those, as we head to our app so we can get a more detailed look at the leaderboard, of those who could break in, well, we'll maybe pick that up in a few moments' time as we preview the laser run. Let's look back on this swimming discipline, shall we? So our swimming discipline complete.
Yeah, final time these women will be swimming in this pool.
And we have a move from the pool and the swimming done now. So we've had riding, we've had fencing, we've had swimming of the disciplines, and the athletes make a move from the swimming arena and the swimming pool down to the laser run. And here is where the medals are won and lost. 5 laps of the 600-meter track, 4 trips to the shooting range. A reminder, the first lap is pistolless. It does not involve a trip to the range. The second lap does. So 4 trips to the range, 5 targets from 10 meters in 50 seconds or less. And then our athletes complete the rest of the course. I should point out, and you'll see it very soon, from our cameras out and around on the course. You can see it starkly there. It's sunny. There is no part of this entire track or shooting arena, back straight, bend, that's in shade.
Yeah, it's going to be some trying conditions for these athletes. I was just going to say that the athletes kind of think of laser run, which we see the POV of right now. Patrick Dog, we strapped a camera to, it was yesterday, and yeah, to kind of show you how the track goes. He heads into the shooting, but of course we don't have shooting in the first lap for these athletes. You can see Patrick Dog showing off 5 shots, 5 out of 5 for Patrick Dog. If you can only replicate that in the actual laser run.
And then some of the tight turns come into play. Mariam and I have walked this already this morning. That is tight. It is. You've got to get a lot of power down on your left foot as you come round that corner. And then again, it's kind of corner city round here. There's a turn there and maybe 100 paces and a really big horseshoe hairpin turn, and then pretty much, Mariam, you're into the final bend and the final straight.
Yeah, that turns are tight, but
high five.
Yeah, turns are tight, but it is a very quick course, and we've had some incredible times with the men and women in semifinals and qualifications. So I think we might be seeing that in finals as well. Just to go back to the fact that I was talking about athletes thinking of laser run as an entirely different competition. Everything leading up to laser run is one competition, but then laser run, you feel like you're heading into a whole different universe, atmosphere.
Yep.
It is a very intense discipline, has to be said. You have a mix of endurance, speed, focus. There's a psychological game involved with the range as well, and you can see all these athletes coming in and out of the range. You can see people passing you, people shooting well, running well, and it's
an ice vest in operation, a visor in operation, a cold towel in operation, and some electrolytes in the water. I saw an orange water there in operation as well. So fine margins, Mariam Amur, and our athletes have got to get the best out of themselves that they can.
They do. Look at them all with the ice packs. They're trying to prevent heat stroke here, because you don't want that. It's 5 times 600 meters. It's not that quick. It's almost 15 minutes they have in the sun. Yeah, just they need to make sure that everything's in order and that their body temp is cool enough to go through the paces of this race without any issues. And the big thing with heat stroke, obviously it is going to affect your run and your muscles and everything, but I think the big thing is in the range, because if you get dizzy in the range, that's effectively your shooting gone. Stability's gone, mental toughness is gone. Yeah, it's all about honing in on that focus, and if you have anything that affects that, that could be detrimental to your performance.
Just looking at the temperature at the moment as we speak, 34 degrees feels like 37. And that sounds hot and it sounds ridiculous, I know. I'm going to tell you this, it's been hotter. And the ice pack on the head is quite simple, that you don't want to be gaining heat on your head at all. Yeah. Your body is just going to shut down.
It is going to shut down, and yeah, again, we talked about the focus in the range, and that could definitely affect that. You can get dizzy, you can get caught out with sweating and electrolyte loss.
Yep, and we see our athletes taking the electrolyte on. So we are going to bring you very soon the start list. We've just been handed it, and we can reflect on who's got the advantage and where the challenges are going to come with 9 minutes to go until the start.
Yeah, something that's actually very overlooked. I was talking to the Egyptian team physio about this a couple of days ago. Training is extremely important, but the two main factors of recovery isn't massages, it isn't foam rolling, it's sleep and eat. Yeah, sleep and food. The most important factor is speeds up your recovery time, gives you the energy you need, it rebuilds your muscles. Yeah, everything happens during sleep, and nutrition you take that supports that as well is incredibly important. Those athletes will be yeah, really focusing on that, and made sure they had that done in the past couple of days.
Lots of sleep, lots of food, good food, healthy food, because again, their sponge has been wrung dry, and effectively that's how energy works within your muscles, isn't it? That the 2,500 or so calories that you can carry in sugar, glucose.
Energy gels.
Yeah, you've got to replace it. You've got to replace it fast because that sponge is empty. As our athletes continue their warm-up, Mariana Alceo is going to start.
Okay, predictions time.
Well, let's have a look then, shall we? You and I can, we've got it in front of us, we'll show you very, very soon. But Songmin Song will start out. There's an 11-second gap to Abdul Maqsood. That's significant. I think Songmin Song wins gold.
Okay, Songmin Song gold.
We'll come back for our predictions in a few moments' time. James Zanadakis is trackside for us in the sun.
Well, Ahmet, we were just watching some of your preparations there with Ilker Zhengzhou. I guess the main theme here is trying to keep her cool.
Yeah, dehydration. We have to miss from that because there is not only the outer competition. Also, we have to make it. We have to compete with our physiologically and mentally. That's in fact sometimes it's very hard with about 40 centigrade degree and also high humidity. It will be very hard. And if somebody has dehydration, it takes maybe some weeks or some days to get out of them. It will be very hard.
You can't afford any injuries, can you? Especially not at this point of the season with the Olympics now less than 2 months away. A lot of preparations, not just for this race, but looking further forward as well.
Now they are in the last experience for them before the Olympics. They suffered so much. They had pain so much. They didn't sleep very well. They trained so much. High altitude, away from their home. Maybe find a house, but away from their home, their friends, their celebration. But now it comes from the ancient meaning of pentathlon. From ancient pentathlon comes through the modern pentathlon, maybe changing from after the Olympics. But this is life. Coming, going, out, down, uphill, everything inside. I think with this weather, the finish line will be very hard. There should be firework in the finish line because it will be very hard for some athletes. Let's look before the Olympics what we can do and what the others do.
Somehow today it feels warmer than it has other days, even though it is about 4 or 5 degrees cooler than it was for semi-finals. Feels warmer today. Ilker is starting in 7th place. Listen, the front three have a bit of a lead. Ilker in 7th place, 40 seconds off of 1st place. Can she do it? Can she get into the medal positions?
She did before. As I said, this is not only physiologically and physically, also mentally competition. At the end, if you can understand, nobody can imagine what will be at the finish line. You represented Ilke in Egypt, you know, before 3 years. She come from the 8th position, and then you said that she made a spectacular run. She comes out of nowhere. I didn't forget this sentence. I hope she can, but even if she cannot do, the only thing is every time what's aiming for Ilke is, and for the other athletes, I wish, whatever they can till the finish line, they need to do that. The other things, it's up to their positions or up to their suffering.
Ahmet, thank you very much for your expertise. Very insightful. Best of luck to you and your team.
I thank you, Adol. Thanks.
Thank you.
What a wonderful, wonderful insight, Mariam Amur. That was top class. That's an interesting warm-up technique.
Blanca Guzzi.
Who we're going to focus on in a few moments' time. She has opted for rest and shade and cool versus practice.
Visualizing the shooting, see?
Yes.
Not in the shooting range, but visualizing it.
Stretching her back. Your thoughts on that? I think that's a really sensible tactic.
It is, yeah. Not pushing too hard before the start. She will be pushing incredibly hard during the race.
Start from 4th, and here are her stats for Blanca Guzzi.
Yeah, 2 World Cup golds and 2 World Championship gold. I think those were at junior level. We'll just have to check, or maybe at the relays.
She's had an 18th in the World Cup final in the seniors individual in Egypt 2021. So in terms of the finals, her fencing has struggled somewhat, but look at her laser run. 8% up, and that means the next page on this stat is going to be incredible, because I'm going to suggest that she makes up time, does she? If she's up that much, starts 17th, finishes 7th, starts 7th, finishes 1st, starts 11th, finishes 7th, starts 7th, finishes 1st. Blanca Guzzi can laser run.
Yeah,
That's the story. So, starting in 4th, 32 seconds off the lead, can she win gold?
Predictions, you said Sungmin Sung gold.
I just asked you. Answer the question.
Guzi?
Yes. Can
For
she win
gold?
gold?
I think that's discrediting Sungmin Sung too much, but I think definitely on the podium, maybe 2nd or 3rd. I think pushing for silver is a shot here. So, I'm gonna say in no specific order, Sung, Abdul Masood, and Guzi.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
Okay, like it. Sungmin Sung will be our next athlete, 21 years old last month. She celebrated an important birthday, 21 last month did the athlete starting in 1st, and I think that's your gold medalist right there. She has looked on a different level for me.
Yeah, this
so
season.
Cool. 4th in Ankara World Cup final this year.
These are all the medals that she got this year. She didn't have, her debut was this year. And so, yeah, 3 silvers this season and 1 at World Championship level, but you can see fencing is incredible, swimming is incredible, and her laser run is good as well. And we can see where she starts and where she finishes. I think it's around, sometimes she moves up. World Cup final in Ankara, she moved from 8th to 4th. World Cup in Sofia started in 15th, finished in 15th, and dropped down 1 place in Budapest. She starts in 1st now. Question is, where does she finish?
Well, we will see. Because this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is it.
The final show for the women's this season ahead of the Olympic Games. You can hear the crowd roaring on and cheering for all the athletes, and in specific Zhang from China, who's representing her country really, really well. She's starting down in, where is Zhang? Zhang is starting in 9th place, and not a million miles away, by the way. She is 44 seconds off the lead and only 33 off of 2nd and 3rd. So if she puts in a good performance here, could be on the podium for China.
Where could a medal come back from?
All the way back, you mean? I'd stop at Ilka, 7th.
Zhengzhou is 40 seconds behind the leader and 8 seconds behind
Maybe
the podium.
back to 10th, Prokopenko, maybe.
Prokopenko, who has looked pretty strong, to be honest. Good ride. Right, we're 30 seconds away from the start of the Women's World Cup final here in Zhengzhou, China 2024. There's been so much for our athletes throughout the season, and there's more to come, because the Olympic Games in Paris is now just weeks away. But the blue ribbon event, which is the World Championships final for our female athletes, is imminent here in Zhengzhou, China. And away we go, but the hooter, the horn, the siren didn't sound. So there is not a false start. You didn't miss the start, as it were, but away they go.
Yeah, we got nervy there for a second, but we know that she is on her way now. Some of the Masoud and Marlena Daweed out of the start-finish line at the same time, and then it's a bit of a drop-off down to 4th, which is Guzi. It's a 22-second drop-off, and Guzi's about to leave the start-finish line now, as will Kate French.
Yeah, French and Guzi.
Yeah, Sunu Kim is out as well. This is the battle for gold, silver, and bronze here in Zhengzhou. Ilka Zhengzhou's out the line, Vega's out the line, Zhang's out the line, Prokopenko about to make her way out as well. Formation lap, folks, so no shooting in the first lap.
So we have our leader. Our leader is relatively happy, I can see, out on the course at the moment, and just pulling out quite a significant lead, actually.
She has to push hard here as not to get dragged into the battle behind her. And Sungmin Sung is doing well to keep pace. She doesn't want to push too hard, but relatively hard in order to keep that gap going. We'll see the split times as they head over the timing blocks.
You can see the showers as well on the back straight. Some of the athletes take the showers, some of them don't, but there is water spray to try and keep them cool. Our 2 athletes in 2nd and 3rd there, Abdul Masoud and Jaweed, avoided it, but the athlete in 4th, Blanca Guzi, is trying to close the gap, because that is the podium ahead of Blanca Guzzi, and she knows it, and that's what she's trying to close down. That's a battle for the silver medal position, you can see there. And number 2 from Egypt is Abdul Maqsood, and number 3 from Sweden is Jaweed. And there is a significant gap now. We're going to get the split times very soon between first, second and third. Song Min Song is leading, and Song Min Song will go into the range in first with an enormous lead.
Yeah, it's
enormous.
It's a 100-meter lead, I think, now. Song Min Song heading into the range ahead of the rest of the competition. Second and third, still very much a wide-open competition. Let's focus on her shooting now. Song Min Song.
1 from 1, it's success. Number 2 goes down, but she picks up for number 2. It goes down again. She'll need to hit it here, otherwise she will have a problem. She does. She hits 2, she hits 3. They're grouping together, she misses 4. And soon the range will be congested. 4 goes down. This is not the kind of range visit she would have wanted. 18 seconds and out she goes, Mariam Amur.
Yeah, who can get closer to Song Min Song now? This is their opportunity. Salma Abdul Maqsood shooting brilliantly here. Is it going to be a sub 10? It's a 7-second shoot from Abdul Maqsood. Jaweed getting pulled into the battle for third now. Guzzi, I think, might be out the range at the same time. Jaweed has 4, Guzzi with 3. Who's going to make it out first? Jaweed is really struggling on her 5th shot.
20 seconds and she's out. Jaweed is out, but Guzzi's not far. Kate French is catching up. Kim is going to get out in 3rd position, 11th. They come out at the same time as Guzzi. So that's the battle for 4th position, I think, at this stage. But the leader is undoubtedly Song Min Song.
Yeah, Song Min Song and Salma Abdul Maqsood way out in the lead now. But Song Min Song, look at that gap she has over 2nd place. She needs to figure out what went wrong in that first shoot and really focus on it, or she will get dragged into this race.
Well, Abdul Maqsood is behind her, and the gap is being pulled out again. Song Min Song's run is impressive. It's 13 seconds.
It was 11 at the start, now opens up to 13 seconds. Salma Abdul Maqsood really pushing here.
Jaweed in 3rd, Guzzi in 4th.
I think she's going to overtake her now.
Azuksil? Azuksil is only 5 seconds off a podium. Keep your eyes on Azuksil.
Yeah, look at Guzzi, by the way. I think she's about to overtake Marlena Jaweed. Look at that gap closing down. Guzzi is really pushing hard, digging deep here. She wants to get ahead in the opening stages of this race.
That's the battle for 3rd, incidentally. You see on your screens, that's the current battle for 3rd. And taking 3rd at the moment is Blanca Guzzi. And she's pulling away a little bit, as well as Blanca Guzzi. Don't write off Azuksil, though. Azuksil's in 5th as our leader heads into the range. Azuksil in 5th is clinging onto the pack and sees a medal.
Yeah, can Song Min Song turn things around in the range now? It was 18 seconds the previous shoot. Calms down into the entrance of the range there. 2 shots down for Song Min Song. This is looking so much better. I think it's going to be a sub 10-second shoot. She is out with 8 seconds on the clock. That is so much better.
She is going to be delighted with that. And Abdul Maqsood, who we know has shot well already in this event, into the range. She needs it to be a sub 10 to keep pace. Otherwise, that gold medal is as good as gone. And look at it. 7:49. Anything you can do, I can do better, says the Egyptian.
Yeah, Blanca Guzzi shooting well as well. I think she's going to be out the range in 3rd. It's going to be another sub 10-second shoot. These athletes are incredible. Who's going to be out in 4th and chasing down Blanca Guzzi? It is Jaweed.
Is out in 11, and Azuksil struggling a little. Out as well comes Prokopenko in 8th. Azuksil gets out in 17th, so it's Song Min Song out in 1st, Abdul Maqsood in 2nd, and Guzzi in 3rd. The battle for 4th to catch that bronze medal is an interesting one here, Mariam.
Yeah, we have...
Azuksil's about to take that 4th position.
I think she's moving up into 5th. Azuksil?
4th. She's just taking...
No, Marlena Jaweed is... Yeah, no, Marlena Jaweed, then Prokopenko as well.
Yeah, Prokopenko took 4th.
Yeah, so... 1st, 2nd, and 3rd are looking solid, but Guzzi is closing that gap down to Salma Abdul Maqsood. They've both shot brilliantly, so it's up to the track now. We always say it's up to the range, but if they're both shooting quite well, it's all on the track, and Guzzi, I think, has the upper hand here.
Guzzi took the shower, as our athletes are starting to do. Prokopenko up from 10th there. Prokopenko looking to close down. She's in 4th. She sees a medal ahead of her. Vastly experienced, Prokopenko. Experience at times like this comes into play. The heat also comes into play, for the record, as our leader closes in on the range.
Yeah, Sung Min
That's
Sung.
third.
That is third and
Guzi.
closing in on second, by the way. Look at that gap. It's
Abdul
closing
Maqsood.
down by the second.
Yeah, this. I'll tell you what, the podium is nowhere near secure. Sung Min Sung comes in for her third trip to the range here.
Yeah, halfway through this race now, Sung Min Sung, she can replicate that second shooting series she's done. I think she's on her way to gold. Calms down into the range, and that's an interesting tactic. She wants to make sure her heart rate is a little bit more calm heading in, and now shooting a lot better. Just misses her third there. Gets her third now. 2 more shots for her. She is getting hounded down by these 2 athletes behind her, but it's not that bad. It's a 12-second shoot.
Abdul Maqsood, if she gets out under 10, she might still fancy a gold medal. She's not going to. She's missed number 1. She's missed number 1 second. Guzi's ahead of her. Guzi's 3 down here. If Guzi gets 4, she's not going to. She gets 4. Abdul Maqsood is still on 3. It's 4 apiece. Out goes Guzi in second. Abdul Maqsood 3 paces behind.
Look at that turn of events. Guzi in the range. Incredible again. Who would have thought that Salma Abdul Masood was going to miss that many shots, but she is feeling the pressure. Who's out in 4th now? They're all neck and neck in the range.
Jawid is out in 9th. Kim is out in 11th. So that's 4th position. 9 seconds and 11 seconds gets them out. Well,
Yeah.
that's 4th. I don't think 4th has got a chance of catching 3rd here.
Look at Rita Erdosh, by the way, moving up 7 places. She's now in 6th place. Could she be making a late entrance into this podium? But 1st, 2nd, and 3rd look like they're okay for now. And Guzi, 2nd place and pulling away from Salma Abdul Masood, getting closer to Sung. I think it's going to be a tough one to beat Sung at this stage. She is looking in fine form, 14 seconds ahead.
One thing we know for sure, that final trip to the range is going to be a very interesting one. That's the visual gap then, folks. That angle's a beauty. That is 2nd to 3rd. That is silver to bronze. That is Guzi to Abdul Maqsood. The leader at the moment is Sung Min Sung, and she is rounding the bend at the top of this track for the penultimate time. That you see on your screen is 3rd position for Abdul Maqsood and Egypt.
Yeah.
There's your 2nd place. So that's a leader at the right at the bottom of your picture is a leader. 2nd place is Guzi. 3rd place is Abdul Maqsood, and that's the visual gap of these athletes. All we need is for an athlete to miss 2 targets here, Mariam, in the final trip to the range, and we've got a race on our hands.
Yeah, and Rita Erdosh, by the way, is closing down on Salma Abdul Masood. This could get risky in that last shoot. Can these athletes hold their own in the shooting range? Sung Min Sung making her way back now for the final shooting series of this World Championship.
She has looked outstanding from qualification to semi-final to final, has the Korean. She needs to take a breath here and she needs to get it right. 5 from 5 and it's hers. Guzi's not a million miles away. It's 2 from 2 for Sung Min Sung. It's 3 from 3. If it's 4 from 4, it's not. 4 gets missed, but Guzi's shooting well. 4 gets missed twice. Guzi 3 from 3, it's 4 from 4. We've got a race on, folks, and Guzi's out and Sung is out. Oh, wow, what a race we've got. That is gold medal that you see right in front of you, folks. Sung Min Sung is under pressure. Make no mistake. Abdul Maqsood's out in 3rd. She's not going to catch 1st and 2nd. That is gold and silver in the World Championships. Guzi takes the lead for the first time in this competition. This is going to be an all-out thrash.
Guzi is now digging deep, pushing hard, but Sung Min Sung is not leaving her side. This is going to be an all-out battle to the finish, like you said. Who has the extra pace in the end there? It's a trip up from Guzi.
Tripped, but she gets her momentum back. Was it the surface? Was it the other athlete? That matters not. They're neck and neck. She'll bury it, she'll move on, she'll get on with it. This, do not move a muscle. Wherever you're watching here on UIPM, do not move, because we have got to finish. Sung Min Sung makes a break. Guzi says, no, you don't. You're not getting away that easy. This is going to be a 100-meter dash, and this is going to be thrilling. Guzi on the inside, Sung Min Sung on the outside. These athletes have got just about 100 meters to go. Sung Min Sung knows that's gold. Sung Min Sung checks her shoulder. Guzi, can she respond? I don't think she's got it in her. I think Sung Min Sung's pulling away, stride for stride. Guzi looks beaten. Sung Min Sung, this is an effort. This is incredible. This is athleticism of the highest order. To lead, to be reeled in, and to say no, that gold medal was mine, that gold medal will be mine, and Sung Min Sung will cross the line for gold. Just cross the line for gold. but just is good enough. She has nothing
Third
left.
place, by the way.
Third place, Abdul Maqsood. Is she going to hold on for third? Her legs are going. She's not going to get there. She falls at the line. She falls at the line and is taken by Erdosh. Abdul Maqsood has fallen at the line. Erdosh takes bronze. She's over the line now. It's the Egyptian and walking away. Mariam Amur, have you seen anything like it in your life? That's our podium.
World Cup Final 2023, Mana Chaben and Joseph Chung is the next best thing. But Erdosh, where did she find the pace in that last lap? Salma Abdul Masood, her legs were just gone. What a finish by Sungmin Sung, by the way. Guzi is an incredible athlete to get by, and the fact that she was able to do that at the end, she had that bit of extra pace in her, missed out a couple of shots in the last shoot, and we have a new world champion.
We do. And that world champion is Sungmin Sung, and she was outstanding. You can see our athletes have given the lot. We'll bring you a classified result in a few moments' time. Some of our athletes still crossing the line, and crossing the line incredibly. They've put everything in out there. It's so hot.
Look at Michelle Gouliash, by the way, finishing up in 15th after starting in 18th. She's really pushed hard. She's taking this competition as an opportunity to not only train, but be in that environment that she will be, in the Olympics.
Well done. From 18th and elimination in the riding to finish in 15th. Sungmin Sung was outrageously good.
She's something else.
Wow.
Look
because
at that.
She needs help. She's getting help and assistance to get some water and get some hydration. She's got nothing. She put everything in. Not even sure she's got an ability to hug anybody. I've never seen anything like that.
Sungmin Sung, by the way, was already qualified to the Olympics, but this is automatic qualification for her. So that just solidifies her position, and I think scares the rest of the athletes in PAC who will be making it to the Olympics, because Sungmin Sung has been outstanding. She's been shining this entire competition. She has been shining this entire season. What a race and what a competition for our world champion.
But the impressive part of it for me was Guzi said mine, Song said nah. No, I'm backing myself here. And that was a finish. Swendell finishes. And third place, Erdosh taking third. Salma Abdul Maqsood, because she, and I could see it 5 paces before, you could see it.
Her legs were gone.
Yeah, she was on the verge of the deck. That was it. There were no calories left. The fire's gone out. That's it. It's not. There's no guts. There's no determination. There's no try harder. Her body was done.
Yeah, muscle breakdown. It was
done.
Intense to watch. I call that almost rhabdomyolysis, when muscles, just the fatigue sets in more than the body can handle, and then the muscles start to be broken down for energy, which is not what you want when you're an athlete racing at this high level.
And she knew it as well. She knew that bronze was there. It was behind her. There was a trip as well for Guzi. We'll see that in the final lap. But there is your world champion. That's Sungmin Sung with a gold medal. And after her shooting in the range, they came out in the final lap together, Mariam Amur.
Yeah, to have that, I don't know, being against Guzi in general is scary, because she has a very strong name when it comes to laser run, and all the athletes know that. So the fact that Sungmin Sung did not give up at any stage in the race and found that extra pace at the end, finished in first, I think that is more of a mental thing.
Just finished in first, by the way.
Just finished, yeah. Guzi was making a break for it, but
I'm looking forward to seeing the tape be taken, because
we'll see that again. I think
we will.
Yeah.
She, again, like Abdul Maqsood, she was spent.
Yeah. First, second, and third were dramatic finishes, to be honest, and
that's what we want.
That is what we want.
And they came out of the range very close together, but your gold medalist, Sungmin Sung, and this, I think, is this a final trip to the range you've seen a replay of? I think it might well be. And you'll see them come out of the range together. And this was the race that we were hoping for. The athletes won't thank me for that, because they've just spent everything they've got in their body. Look at first and second. That's a clock on that, and that is equal. And it was a trip by accidental trip. She apologised. In fairness, she tried to grab her. God bless her. Sungmin Sung tried to catch her and grab her and apologise. And Guzi takes the lead. This is the most impressive part for me.
They were switching.
They were. Guzi takes it, and if you've led from the front and you're caught and somebody overtakes you, the psychological advantage is with Guzi. But Sungmin Sung, look there. Those last 3 steps, I tell you what.
That was risky. That was risky that she slowed down and did that. No, I don't think it was, but
I think she was done.
Yeah, fatigue just sets and she
And
took
then
that
that
ribbon.
look at third. Oh, Abdul Maqsood, God bless her.
Actually, that's a pretty strong fall. We want to make sure she's okay.
Yeah.
But she stood up, she came in fourth, but that you could see there's no more energy.
Her body was done. She was done, she was finished. And she just hits her head on the floor, she picked herself up and she got across the line. A little...
That's a World Championship medal gone,
rueful
though.
smile, yeah. And that's going to hurt.
It is going to hurt.
But Seung-min Sung was outrageously good.
And you guys, Rita Erdos.
Yes.
Rita Erdos started in 13th, finished in third. 10 places she made up.
A minute and 9.
A minute and 9 she made up. Look at that. 10 places. Blanca Guzzi as well. Blanca Guzzi was insane. You could see the second separating her and Sung, but Rita Erdos was just, I think, the story of the day for me. First and second was an incredible battle, but Rita Erdos coming out of nowhere in that last lap. Yeah, totally blindsided Salma as well.
2 Hungarians on the podium then for the women's final, and it was an epic.
It was epic.
Mariam.
It was epic.
We are hopefully in the next minute or two, or maybe even less, going to get some reaction trackside. James Anadakis is trackside.
Well, Rita, one of the most famous pentathlon, not just World Championship, but finals of all time. You managed somehow to start in 13th place and finish in third. Talk to us about the end of that race, because you carried on right until the end.
At all. I planned just to focus on myself and did my best, and I will see what it will happen. So,
I know that you won't know the answer to this. I can see you're very emotional, but this at the very least gives you a chance for qualification to the Olympic Games. Talk to us about what those emotions mean.
I hope that I make it with this achievement, but really I don't know yet, so it's up to you.
And just a word in Hungarian for your friends and family who are going to be in absolute tears, I'm sure, after watching that.
Nagyon szépen köszönöm mindenkinek, aki hitt bennem, és aki elkísért ezen az úton, és remélem még lesz folytatás az idén is, illetve szeretném még jövőre is folytatni, úgyhogy minden erőmet összeszedem, és tényleg kapaszkodok mindenbe, amiben lehet. És köszönöm szépen az edzőimnek, az edzőtársaimnak, a szüleimnek, nélkülük nem sikerült volna, úgyhogy ez a tiétek is, ez az öröm, és nagyon köszönöm, hálás vagyok érte.
Rita, well done, congratulations. Bronze medal at the World Championship, well done.
Thank you so much.
Chrissy, well done. Amazing, really.
Well done to Rita Erdos. Incidentally, that was her first individual World Championship final. Bronze in the laser run in Dublin in 2018. Laser run to modern pentathlon world final, bronze medal.
Yeah, that transition is insane, and she hasn't really competed this season. It was Blanca Guzzi, Blanca Bauer, and Michelle Gouliash who we saw consistently in the finals, and Rita making a break out of nowhere, and you can see the pure and raw emotions in that interview so much.
Oscar, I think you have
this means to her.
James is trackside with our silver medalist, James.
Well, I'm lost for words. Really, I am, Blanca. You never cease to amaze me. You've picked up 2 gold medals at World Cups now, and now it's a silver at the World Championships. So nearly a gold, by the way. Like, we're talking seconds here. Talk to us about that race, because that was phenomenal to watch. What was it like to take part in?
Yes, I'm not disappointed because of the finish, because I think I was in a lack of energy, a lack of power, but my heart told me that, go Blanca, you have to do it, and you will do it. I mean the quota place, not the goal this time. But yes, I lost also the words, because I felt something special before the competition and before the day in the morning, and I could say that I believe I had a strong belief in myself, and yes, it was my dream, and it came true.
Predicting the future as well as running phenomenal races. I guess probably now this secures your spot at the Olympic Games. Not really that it seemed in doubt given the amazing couple of years you've had, but a silver at World Championships surely now means we'll be seeing you at the Paris Olympic Games.
Yes, it was the main thing of this day to secure my place, and I could do it. So it was the main task.
I know you've got a huge contingent of friends and family back in Hungary. Pentathlon, a huge sport back in your home country of Hungary. So please, a message in Hungarian for all those many fans.
Anya, elsősorban hozzászólok. Mindjárt felhívlak majd telefonon is. Hát olvastam a leveledet reggel is, és sikerült. És nagyon köszönöm az edzőimnek, a támogatóimnak, tényleg a Húsdobó Kft-től kezdve mindenkinek, aki támogatott. Anya, apa, Dóri, Gréta, Szilas, Márk, Ákos. És Nagy Ikrátok minden nap gondolok, és úgy gondolom, hogy beérett ez a gyümölcs, és még most kezdődik az igazi játék. Köszönöm, hogy vagytok.
Next up, Paris. We'll see you there.
See you there. Thank you.
Incredible from another one of the Hungarians on the podium.
Yeah, Guzi.
Blanka Guzi was class. And she said, Mariam, my energy had gone, but my heart got me there.
Yeah, again, that goes to show just how much your drive and there's so much apart from the physical aspect that can drive you forward, move you forward, and really give you that push at the end. There's the hunger for winning. But let's throw to James for the winner interview.
Sungmin, an incredible year that has now been rounded off in the most incredible way. A gold medal at the World Championships before the Olympic Games. Firstly, just describe to us how amazing that must feel right now.
올해 되게 훌륭한 시즌을 보내고 있는데 오늘 또 올림픽 전에 세계선수권에서 금메달을 땄다. 느낌이 어떤지?
세 번째 출전하는 세계선수권에서 그것도 개인전 처음으로 금메달을 따서 너무 영광스럽고 제 자신에게 너무 자랑스럽고 올림픽 전에 좋은 느낌으로 이제 한국에 돌아갈 수 있어서 열심히 준비할 수 있을 것 같아요.
And then and 3 times is a world championship, and the first time is an individual, so it's a gold medal. So it's very, very happy, and in my pride, yeah. And then so is very happy, and I can is happy together. Happy so is I can come back to Korea, so I can prepare to the Olympic Games. Very, very happy.
Talk to us about the final lap of that race, because Blanka Guzi, we know how fast she is. She came back strong, but you still managed to stay ahead. How did you do this?
마지막에 구지랑 붙었고 구지가 육상을 잘 뛰는데 어떻게 레이스를 펼쳤는지.
구지가 잘 뛴다는 걸 알고도 레인저런을 시작했고 근데 한번 붙어볼만 하다고 생각이 들었고 마지막에 붙어도 이번 절대 포기하지 말자라는 생각을 가지고 게임을 뛰었고 막상 붙었을 때 해볼 수 있을 것 같다는 느낌이 들어서 자신 있게 마지막에 뛰었던 것 같아요.
And she was a great rager runner, but he is strong. But I think before the rager run, so I think Guji is if Guji is together is competing, so I can do it this thing. And then last lap is Guji is with together is running, so Guji is a little bit tired, so I can do it. So it can, I don't know that it's ever is a power, so it's last it finishes is very strong the speed. So, okay, so.
Well, listen, Sungmin, you're going to go get ready for the podium now, so we'll let you go. But thank you so much and congratulations. Well done again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, world champion. Well done.
Thank you.
That is your world champion, gold medalist from Korea, Sungmin Song. And there is the classified results: Guzi, silver, Erdos with bronze, and bitterly disappointed Abdul Maqsood. By the way, I'm going to give Abdul Maqsood for picking herself up and getting over the line in fourth still, because that would have been easy to have stayed there, done, finished. She'd somehow got over the line.
Yeah, that was, I think, pretty tough to watch and for her, pretty tough to experience. And yeah, but congratulations to all the athletes who've made it to the finals. And
let's take a look then, shall we, at our gold medalist Sungmin Song's road to the top.
Úgyhogy minden erőmet összeszedem, és tényleg kapaszkodom.
So they are your medalists over the line: gold, silver and bronze in the Women's World Championship final here in Zhengzhou in China. We will take the medal ceremony. We will stand and observe the Korean national anthem, of course, here in the stadium. But Mariam, just sum up the final for us.
Before we sum up the finals, I just feel like it's an incredible honor to be able to witness history unfold right before our eyes. Sungmin Sung, I think, is going to be an incredible career and story in modern pentathlon, and this is just a start for her. And I think what we witnessed today is greatness. And the Korean athlete had that drive, had that. I don't know where she got that motivation from in the last lap. She really pushed through this and was almost gonna lose that gold medal, but very well deserved from her, as is Guzi and Rita Erdos, who came, essentially out of nowhere. Summing up the finals, the elimination in the riding, I think, opened up the competition a bit with Guliash being out of the running, but it's a good thing that she did continue on. Sungmin Sung, solid consistency from the get-go, qualifications, semifinals and finals, and that's what you need to be a champion. Guzi, look at that shooting that she's had the entire competition, consistency as well, incredible in the running track, and she set herself up to succeed with a good fencing ranking round. I think this is one of her best fences ever in a competition, and so congratulations to her. Rita Erdos, again, coming out of nowhere. She had a very mid competition, and then Laser Run went all out and snagged that bronze from Salma Abdul Mosul. But yeah, we have to give Salma some credit. She was going to be our bronze medalist until the end there and just gave everything in that last lap. But it was Rita Erdos in the end.
A reminder that following the medal ceremonies, you will be able to see some beautiful photos on UIPM's Instagram page and social media page. She's the first non-European to win the World Championship.
Sung Sung, yeah. First non-European ever to win the World Championship.
Interesting.
See,
And
I told
you
history
said,
unfolding.
And you mentioned about dominance as well, going into the Olympic Games. Everybody now is going to be looking at Sung Sung. And just to go back to her performance as well, a few things impressed me, like the run we'll come back to. Her first shoot was bad.
Her first shoot, yeah.
For her, it was 18 seconds, but she's buried it. Mentally, she's not come back and thought, and you were saying, going in, and quite rightly, going into the range second time, is it going to play on her mind? 10 seconds, no, bang, out. And the third one was 8 odd seconds. That's really impressive mental game, Mariam. Talk to us about that.
Definitely a mental game, but also she kind of pinned out what was wrong in the rest of the shooting series. She took her time taking her time into the range, shook her hands out and arms out and make sure that there was no lactic acid going into the shoot, and yeah, turned things around pretty quickly. It's all about that active thinking on your feet, your intuition, and seeing what do I have to do now to make this better for myself and put myself in the best position possible.
And she did brilliantly well.
She did, yeah.
Rita Erdos as well. Her first World Championship final.
This is difficult for the Hungarian team, by the way.
She's 21.
She is 21, yeah. Sung Sung is 21 as well.
Correct. Last month. Just 21.
Yeah.
What a way to celebrate your 21st birthday.
Yeah.
And year. With a World Championship gold.
Yeah, just as a notice, the Hungarian team have a very tough call on their hand. They have Michelle Gulyás, they have Blanka Guzzi, and now Rita Erdos, who literally came out of nowhere. It was Blanka Bauer until one competition ago, and now it's Rita Erdos in the mix. So who will be going to the Olympics? No one knows.
And a mention for Michelle Gulyás, starting in 18th because of the elimination in the riding, but finished 15th, I think. Picked herself
just in
up.
the run, yeah, just in the run.
Did
so
really well, deserves a mention.
Of course, yeah. Michelle Gulyás is, again, one of those athletes that, alongside Karenza Bresson and now Sung Sung, I think, have a chance of podium finishes in the Olympic Games. And yeah, I don't think she was going to let go of this competition. She still has the internal battle with the Hungarians. She needed to put in a good time with the running and laser shooting in general, as well as the swim. We saw a 2:09 from her after that disappointing ride. And that's the mentality of a champion, never giving up until the last second, even though you're out of the running. That's just what you have to do.
That's the voice of Mariam Amur, former athlete, elite athlete in the modern pentathlon, now alongside me in the commentary box for the medal ceremony, and we are going to very soon have the medal ceremony here in Zhengzhou in China. And our athletes will probably still be puffing and panting and getting oxygen in them.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory
Don't be surprised
for the
if you see some
Pentathlon World
refreshments and water still going in as our individual athletes are welcome to the stage, welcome to the podium, and the dignitaries will ensure that the medals are handed out in due course for bronze, silver and gold here in Zhengzhou. The athletes have not only overcome each other, but also the conditions.
And presenters.
Our presenters and dignitaries are being given the entry onto the stage, quite rightly. But our athletes already in their tracksuits, already ready, already maybe had 5 minutes on the foam roller. I would suggest it's probably been water, electrolytes, and any food they can get in them. Because now is actually a really important time. The first 90 minutes when you finish is when that sponge needs food quick.
Yeah, that's the interesting part, because now they're being crowned as gold, silver, and bronze medalists at the World Championships, but now they have to look over to the Olympics because their season's not done. No. Usually this is where the season ends, and now they have to celebrate for like an hour, 2 hours, and then crack on.
because what they do for the next day is important. Some of them are going to have flights, might not be here for the mixed relays. So those flights are big on their legs. Let's celebrate and enjoy their World Championship medals thus far then, shall we? And there were some incredible performances here. Onto the podium for a bronze medal, an incredible effort. Rita Erdos takes to the third place, and look at that celebration, Mariam. She's overjoyed.
Yeah, I think this is a very emotional moment for Rita Erdos. This is her first time on a podium in senior level, and did that at the World Championship. So what a better way to kind of get your first medal in the senior scene.
That will be a medal that she cherishes for a long, long time, that's for sure.
That's going to be on display in the living room.
Yeah.
By Vice Mayor and member
Yeah,
of the
it
party
will.
group of
Pride of place.
Zhengzhou Municipal Governments.
And our dignitaries are awarding the, I think, mascots.
Look at those dolls, I want one.
Well, they're lucky to have these, quite frankly, because Mariam and I have had to walk past them for the last few days. Nearly gone. But there they are. Little mascot, the medal, and certification of their entry and performance. Talking about wonderful performances, Hungary with 2 places, Blanka Guzzi in silver medal. A thank to the heavens from Blanka Guzzi, and it was almost gold. So close to being gold, but there was just a second or so in it for Blanka Guzzi. She will take silver. She told James Andadakis trackside afterwards, I will take silver. Gave it my all. She gave it everything. She survived a trip in the final lap, did Blanka Guzzi. And that was an incredible performance from the Hungarian. She takes the silver medal.
Assisted by Secretary of the Party Group and Director of the
mascot
Sport Bureau of Henan Province.
Will be delivered as well. The formalities of a medal ceremony. And they all look relatively composed on the podium, I've got to say.
Yeah.
Given there won't have been a calorie in their body left.
That excitement, I think, is taking over now.
Leaving the gold medalist, and what a performance it was. She looked head and shoulders in her semi-final above everybody else. She was leading in the final. She had to come from behind in the last 200 meters. Songmin Song with the gold medal here at the World Championships 2024. She turned 4th at the World Cup final in Ankara a month ago, and the disappointment of being off of the podium in 4th into gold here for the Korean and Songmin Song.
Chain reaction. Domino effect. Didn't get that medal she won in the World Cup final, but turned things pretty quickly around, and I think this is a much more
bigger achievement,
impactful medal and a strong statement to the rest of the athletes who will be joining her at the Olympic Games.
And it's the manner with which she did it for me as well. She looked so consistent, as Mariam rightly said, consistent throughout, but heart and desire. An 18-second shoot, she recovered. Overtaken on the last lap, she recovered. She is a hell of an athlete, and she's going to be a formidable force in the Olympic Games in a couple of months' time. Songmin Song is your World Championship gold medalist here in Zhengzhou. We will stand and observe the Korean national anthem
of the Republic of Korea.
女士们、先生们，请起立，奏韩国。
So the
Ladies
Korean
and
national
gentlemen,
anthem
your
impeccably
podium
observed for the gold
2024
medalist, who is
Pentathlon World
Sungmin Sung, the world
Championships.
champion, with the gold medal around her neck. And my favourite podium moment where they're all invited onto the
Our
top.
athletes
They all
big
share an
picture.
embrace. And what a picture that'll be. All
They
three of
shared,
them.
sharing this incredible moment together, I think, brings them closer as athletes and as friends, even though they might not have been before this podium. But they've, again, shared that experience together and that win together and the feeling of being up on the podium in front of such an incredible crowd and in this humongous and great competition we've had in Zhengzhou.
You know, one thing as well that stands out to me from Sungmin Song as well, when the trip happened on the back straight, she tried to catch her and she apologised mid, am I going to win gold, am I going to win silver? Outstanding. So huge credit to our athletes. There they are your bronze, silver and gold medalists. We are not done yet. You thought that was exciting, you thought that was going to be interesting final lap. You ain't seen nothing yet. We will be back this afternoon for the men's final. That's the women's final complete. Thank you for your time. We'll see you in a couple of hours.
2024 Modern Pentathlon World Championships.